Hi, my name is Heather and I represent Team 9. Allie and myself put together this presentation for Chase Bank, the Business Analyst Sprint. In this sprint, Chase Bank is currently facing a disconnect between its members and its customers, resulting in a decline in sales appointments. The existing legacy systems in place are impeding the distribution of data to individuals who require it to make informed decisions regarding their customers. And this is our analysis of the situation and the solution. The project objective in this proposed problem is to assist Chase Bank in creating a unified 360-degree view of their customers in order to improve conversion rates and to strengthen customer relations. After determining the scope of the problem, we identified these three goals for process improvement. One, customers will be qualified before being referred to the sales rep to improve the referral of appropriate customers through the sales process. Two, sales reps will have the access to needed information to better know what products that they need to present to their customers during the sales meeting. And three, the system will provide an overall seamless experience at all touch points from the teller interaction to the confirmation of the sales meeting. And then finally, the customer's experience during the sales meeting. So how did we come to our conclusions for this business problem? We did our research by interviewing key stakeholders, which included the senior customer relations manager, the tellers, and the sales representatives at the various Chase Bank branches. By doing this, we were able to identify the goals of each team member and then their pain points, the issues and problems that they were having in this referral process. We then used this research to create a new business process that would simplify and unify the flow of information at all touch points for this referral process. Analysis of the information gathered during the stakeholder interviews provided us with two main insights. We identified the breakdown in communication and relevant data availability for key team members, the bank tellers and sales representatives, and how this breakdown then led to an issue or a problem with communication. Ultimately, we found having a negative effect on sales and productivity. The main pain points that we identified doing this research was that having legacy systems that don't communicate with one another created silos of data regarding the customers, the information about customers, and the sales people who were going to be proposing different upsells to them. Using separate apps for communication also made collaborating between the sales representatives and the bank tellers very difficult and unreliable. And then also having separate scheduling systems made the referral process, following up with customers, making sure to confirm appointments, also unreliable. So there were a high percentage of customers who were not showing up for their referral, for their sales meeting, and sometimes they were showing up at the wrong branches. And then also all of that information was not being communicated very easily to managers in order to identify, trends in the flow of business and what was happening there. There are four proposed deliverables as part of this project. One, we created personas for two of the stakeholders, the bank teller and sales representative. Then we created user stories, a process map, and wireframe, which we're going to discuss next. Here we meet Jill. Jill is a hardworking and friendly teller who enjoys interacting with her customers. She has years of experience as a bank teller, and one of her goals is to create a positive customer experience. She has gotten to know many of her customers who frequently enter the branches and wants to be sure that they are happy with the customer service that they are provided. She is motivated to try this new system that will improve the referral process, but she's a little concerned about how it will end up working. She's concerned about being properly trained and hoping that the system isn't too complicated or time-consuming. Her overall goal is to identify her customers' needs and to make their experience with Chase Bank beneficial. She wants a scheduling system that makes the referral process efficient and accurate. Now meet Joe. He is a talented sales rep at Chase Bank. He has worked for the bank for a few years, and he is very knowledgeable on all of the products that are offered. He works closely with the tellers and likes to be fully prepared prior to meeting his customers. He needs access to customer details to better tailor his presentation and to instill trust in the customers so that they feel he understands them and that he can help them with their financial needs and goals. He is concerned about having accurate customer information. He wants to be sure that the data is protected and that meetings are scheduled properly to reduce the amount of no-show appointments or unkept appointments by customers. Joe's goals are to access the customer data in order to make the best product recommendations so that he knows his customers and then he's better prepared. He wants also to be better able to communicate with the bank tellers regarding specific customer referrals in order to be better prepared. And he wants to provide on-time and professional sales meetings that instill trust with. From the personas that we created, we were able to then create the following user stories. One for Jill, the bank teller, and one for Joe, the sales representative. So as Jill, a bank teller, her user story is that she wanted to use a system that allows her to qualify customers to be able to make an appropriate referral. The acceptance criteria is Jill can identify appropriate customers for the sales interview. Jill uses a schedule system that allows real-time access to sales staff availability, and Jill can track referral-related information in the system. Now, Joe, as a sales representative at Chase Bank, he would like to access customer financial records to be able to offer suitable products or services. And the acceptance criteria for this solution is that he is able to log into a system, access the needed customer information to properly prepare for the sales meeting. So this here is a future state business process map that was created in Lucidchart, and it shows here each level for the stakeholders involved in the process. So this is the proposed solution in order to solution for the problem that Chase Bank is having connecting the sales rep and the teller, providing the data that's needed to the sales manager or the customer support manager, and then also how this customer fits into the process. So each level here kind of shows what the proposed solution would involve from the customer standpoint, the teller standpoint, the sales rep, and the manager. So you can actually flow through this referral process from where the customer's entering the bank, where the teller then interacts with the customer, qualifies them for the referral process. And that process here, if they're not a good candidate or they're not qualified for this referral, then that ends that part of the process. If they are, then an appointment is made. And it kind of shows you when you go through this whole process, how it then involves the sales rep, who also has access to the database, which is depicted in these right here. So these objects right here are your database. And then it flows through to the sales meeting or interview, and then whether or not the the customer purchases whatever it is that the sales representative is offering them, and how that all of that information ultimately gets stored in that very same database. And you can create a dashboard to then evaluate the metrics and sort of make better decisions, see how this process is then working. The next deliverable is the KPIs and wireframes. We understood that these were important metrics for Chase Bank managers. One, the number of customers entering the branch, the percentage of referrals generated from that pool of customers, the ratio of referrals booked to total number of referrals, and the percentage of appointments booked that are not kept. And lastly, the ratio of closed won sales to the total number of sales meetings generated. In this wireframe, we demonstrate how these metrics can be displayed as total numbers, ratios, and percentages, line charts over time, and bar charts with different categories. On the left side of the visual, you can see metrics such as total amounts, total sales, customers, and referrals. A line chart can depict the number of referrals and customers over time, and a pie or a donut chart can display ratios such as relative percentage of appointments kept to not kept. And finally, a bar chart can demonstrate the group of data, referrals, and sales per batch or sales rep. So this is an overview of the general project timeline, which is changeable, modifiable, but the general progression would be a period of research, which is what is happening currently, leading up to the design phase. Once that was decided upon, testing and user training would occur after that, then a period of deployment, and after it is in production, the in-production services by our team to help problem solve and do any additional training that is necessary. Ultimately, we propose one system to provide a seamless experience and flow of data from the customer walking into the Chase Bank branch, obtaining a referral by the bank teller, to having an informed sales meeting with a seasoned sales rep, and walking out with the benefit of a product that meets their needs. The system will include a database with connected access to the team that offers a complete view of the clients for a seamless customer experience at every touch point. Tellers and sales reps can communicate, see customer information, and follow the referral process. The data is protected data, allowing access only to the team members who need that information. And lastly, managers can see the results of a smoother process by having access to a daily dashboard, providing all of the relevant reports on customers, referrals, and the products that are being sold.